My name's Nigel Wilkinson. I'm from WNW Design. And so, competition in the room already. We're running around jokes. I promised to give James from Organic Development, one of our competitors, a thank you for helping me set this up in the first place. They didn't send along the techies when it comes to setting up projectors today. Why have you chosen to come to a seminar on search engine optimization today? Probably lots of reasons. Economic conditions could mean that it's harder to find new business at the moment. Some industries are finding it very, very tough out there at the moment. Could be losing competitors. Whether your industry is tough or not, it might just be that your competitors are ranking up their marketing, they're really doing things well, and you're not getting the level of business that you'd like. You could have spare production capacity. You could be losing sales. If you're a hotel, you could have empty rooms, empty tables. Depends what industry there is. But there's a fair chance that you've probably got spare production somewhere, and that means reduced profits. Could be that everything's actually going really, really well in your business, but you want more. A few nods there. Good to know that things are going well. Whichever of those categories you fall in, there's certain things you should be aware of. Business is going to your competitors. There are customers out there, people who should be buying your products and services, that are currently not doing that. And worst of all, money that should be in your pocket is in the pocket of your competitors, or possibly still in your prospects' pockets. You need to get it into your pockets. That's where it rightfully belongs. Now, you've probably been to a number of seminars, you've had this talk, the website is now, when I started 9-10 years ago now, I used to say to businesses, look, if you haven't got a website, it's not the end of the world. You're not going to go bust if you haven't got a website. Can I say that hand on heart anymore? Not really. You really, really must be having a website. It's got to be part of your marketing strategy. All very well, but what can you do about it? What I'm going to do today is give you 10 tips to get your website featuring on the search engines. We're not going to go into any techie stuff about long tail keyword search terms. We're not going to be saying you've got to spend millions of pounds. Not too, that's great, but we're not going to be saying that. What we're going to be talking about today is low cost and in many cases free things that you can be doing to improve the performance of your website on the search engines. Okay? Tip 1. Think like a search engine. So many people out there think, right, what we need to do is try and trick Google to get to the top of the page. But why don't we try a slightly different approach and just try and think like a search engine? So let's pretend that you're running Google now. When somebody comes along to the computer and taps in their search, what do you as Google want to happen? You want the results that are returned to be relevant to the keywords that have been entered. So if they've tapped in ink cartridges Devon, you want the results that come up to be about ink cartridges in Devon. You don't want to know about skiing holidays in Finland. You want it to be relevant. Because if it's not relevant, people will get fed up and they will move away. I remember when I started, say just over 10 years ago, Yahoo, complete market dominance. Nobody will ever break into Yahoo. But Google's search results got a reputation for being more relevant, that when you returned, you found the websites you wanted. Yahoo now, very small percentage of the market. Still significant niche, small percentage. Google dominate because their results are more relevant. And they work very hard to make sure that remains the same. So they want relevant keywords. They want websites that are up to date. They want something that talks about what is happening in your industry now. You know, how many times have you tapped in something and you think, oh, this is quite interesting, and you get down and you find out they're talking about stuff that happened in 1996. Not really relevant, so you very quickly skip away. So it's got to be up to date. Sites that the person will find useful, that they get the information they require. It could just be your phone number, but it could be an article about whatever their problem might be. They want interesting information. So, if we try and think like a search engine, and we understand what the search engines are looking to achieve, and we start to work with them rather than trying to trick them or work against them, it's much, much easier to actually get the results we want, which is getting your website to the top of the search engines. Does that make sense to everybody?